Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Exceptional products, expert design, experienced professionals. An American Buildings Company authorized builder can turn your dream of a new building into a reality. Because ABC Builders are local contractors, they know your market and can handle your project from beginning to end. So if you're ready today, your ABC Builder is building tomorrow.
Call Munter Enterprises, 518-584-6174.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we all know what it's like to feel ill, to get sick, and if you get a cold, you take some medicine and you're cured. Well, what about if it's mental illness? Not quite as obvious. There's a sense, any of you felt depression? You know what I mean when you say, you feel embarrassed, you might feel weak, and you don't know where to turn. You don't know how to talk to somebody about your symptoms. Well, joining me today are two people who are experts in this field with a very interesting first step that maybe many people would like to take. So joining me today is Logan Beth Fisher, who's the director of a performance that we're going to tell you about called Come As You Are. And also joining us today is Nicole Casey, who, and I have to read this, Director of Community Relations for the Warren Washington Association for Mental Health.
Yes, you got it.
Welcome, Nicole. Welcome,
you.
Logan. Very
Thanks
nice to have you
Thanks
here.
Oh, it's nice to be here.
We had a wonderful conversation right before this interview that really touched on what I opened with, right? And Nicole, I'm going to start with you. When it comes to mental illness, there's so many unknown factors about this. I don't even know where to start in terms of your own intimidation about how you feel and the embarrassment or the sense that you might feel weak or something like that. Kind of frame this for us, because it is really a topic that needs to be discussed, needs to be talked about.
Yes. Well, a lot of people just get a little confused about mental illness. It's very easy to talk about a broken leg or a headache, as we talked about, or a cold. Take an aspirin, get a cast, and you're good to go. But illnesses that have to do with mental health just aren't that black and white. They are very complex because they have to do with the brain, and they can stem anywhere from genetic predisposition or childhood trauma, crisis in a family, a lot of different things that can lead to mental illness.
And a lot of times they manifest themselves in depression, anxiety, right?
Very common.
Those are the kinds of things that you hear frequently. Most important, as with anything, that you communicate, because once you talk about it, then there's a sense of community. There's a sense of, I'm not alone. Oh, someone else had the same feelings that I had. Once it just seems to me that when you can't just say, hey, it's a headache, take an aspirin, but when you're dealing with anxiety or you're dealing with depression or some kind of a genetic situation, that you really need to start talking about it, right?
Yes, that's right.
And hence the idea of this show, Come As You Are.
Right.
So tell me about this.
So Come As You Are is a staged reading. So there'll be 14 essayists on stage. 9 of them are professional performers, professional published authors, and 5 of them are locals from the Capital District area, some from Glens Falls and other places. And they will be sharing their experiences at the mic about mental illness, whether it's their personal experience or a familial experience. And the idea is that storytelling is the great connector, that when you hear a story that you can find yourself in, whether it's about mental illness or any other subject, it allows you to feel less alone. It allows you to feel like, okay, me too. And it's a great show for that reason, especially for that reason.
And I want to talk about some of that, because this can be very poignant at times, right? There are times when it's even humorous. The challenge that someone faces, it could be, give me an example.
So laughing at yourself is the great destigmatizer, being able to laugh at your situation. So we have a local, Anna Rose Johnson, who has written an essay. I think it's super genius to be able to write in a hysterical way, especially about such a serious subject. And
Right.
she has written, this is actually her second essay, she was in our show last year as well, an essay about the things that she's no longer able to do at therapy, and it's in list form. And I can't tell you, it should not be missed, this essay. It is so funny, they will be rolling in the aisles. It's so funny.
Well, you know what that does too, Nicole, I think you'd agree with this, is that takes it out of the realm of being weak and puts it in the realm of being strong.
Yes.
And you're de-stigmatizing it, which is probably the biggest barrier, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Right? Isn't that true?
Yes. I mean, I know plenty of people, whether they are our clients or just personal friends, family
Yes.
of mine, that suffer with mental illness, and yet they are some of the strongest people I've ever come into contact with, because they have learned in their own ways to cope and to manage, and like find humor, know when they might be feeling a little down, and try to get that help. They try to be proactive to manage how they're feeling. But I've seen people just come forward, be strong, and it's inspiring. I don't know how I would deal with some of the things that some do have thrown at them, but
Yes,
they
right.
handle them with such grace, and it's very, very inspiring to see.
Well, you know what? The key in a lot of illness is managing it, and I think that's what we're talking about here. And the way you manage it, of course, is to be able to open up, to start to talk about it. You hold this stuff inside of you, it is the worst. That's what really makes you ill,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And let's face it, we're human beings. Trials and tribulations are crazy. Now, this performance called Come As You Are is at the Charles Wood Theater on Saturday, April 8th. 14 brave souls, funny souls,
That's right.
smart souls
Wonderful
are going to
souls.
be there sharing their stories, directed by this lady right here. And I could tell from just the way you talk about it how connected you are to these people and the subject matter. You owe it to yourself. We either have faced it ourselves, we have friends, we have families that go through it. The best medicine is that first step to hearing that other people share in some of the trials and tribulations that you share
Absolutely.
in. Again, the name of the show is Come As You Are. Very unusual, simple, sophisticated, and gets right to the point. Saturday, April 8th at the Charles R. Wood Theater. And they can contact the theater for tickets, right?
Theater website, yep, to get tickets.
Go to the theater website.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, thank you both very much
Thanks
for
for having
coming in.
Thank
It
you
was
very
wonderful to
much.
meet you,
We really
Nicole and
appreciate
Logan.
it.
And boy, you're both very brave yourself tackling this kind of stuff. You really are. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.
Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Exceptional products, expert design, experienced professionals. An American Buildings Company authorized builder can turn your dream of a new building into a reality. Because ABC Builders are local contractors, they know your market and can handle your project from beginning to end. So if you're ready today, your ABC Builder is building tomorrow.
Call Munter Enterprises, 518-584-6174.